Hello everyone, welcome back to Ginger Sadie's Crafts. I'm Mercedes. If you enjoy quick and easy crafting and DIY projects, then you're in the right place. I use items mostly from the Dollar Tree, but you can find similar items at thrift stores, garage sales, Walmart, or even hobby and crafting stores. Today I'm going to be making a garland with a fall tag from Dollar Tree products, so let's go ahead and get started. For today's project, you're going to need the following items: a decor tag, some stickers, a piece of scrapbooking paper. This one I got at Hobby Lobby. It's one of my favorites. If you're lucky enough to find the beads at the Dollar Tree, feel free to go ahead and use those. I was not so lucky, but I did find this fall garland at Hobby Lobby on sale for 40% off, so I'm going to use these wooden beads. You're going to need some ribbon if you'd like. I have the buffalo check from the Dollar Tree. And then I have a lace ribbon from the Dollar Tree as well. And then you'll need a glue stick, pencil, and scissors. Here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and cut the ribbon off of the tag. And then I'm going to take the tag and I'm going to put it onto my scrapbooking paper. And I'm going to trace the outline of it. Then I'm going to use my trusty scissors. I'm going to go ahead and cut the outline out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip the sign over. If you want, you can sand off the back side and cover it up if you like, if you don't want to have the other side to be looking all Halloween-y. But for time's sake, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as it is. And then you're going to go ahead and stick the paper back onto the back side of the tab. And if it doesn't look super perfect, don't worry about it. As I mentioned, I like my things to look homemade. I'm going to probably have to use a lot of glue to get that on there. And you want to make sure to glue all the edges really good. If you'd like as well, you can use Mod Podge. I like to put it down with glue because I find with Mod Podge it gets kind of bumpy. Now from here, if you want, you can also Mod Podge on the top. I got this paper piercer from Dollar Tree, but if you don't have one, that's totally fine. You can use like your scissors, but I'm just going to go ahead and poke a hole back in the top where that hole was. And then I did forget to mention, you will also need some twine. I'm so sorry about that. So what you're going to do is you're going to thread your twine through the hole. So you have your twine threaded through the hole, and you're just going to knot it off. I like to knot it a couple of times. And then you'll cut off some of the excess. And then you're going to want to leave your twine as long as you want your garland to be. So I just kind of eyeball it. And then you want to leave a little bit excess on the end for when you make your tassel. Next, you're going to just take your beads and start stringing them through until you get to a length of how long you want your garland to be. You can make it as short as long as you like. If you want it for a tea or tray, I recommend going a little bit shorter. But if you want to use it like across your fireplace, you can go a little bit longer. Okay, so I have 27 beads that I have on here. So I'm just going to take this end piece here and tie it off with a couple of knots. Because I don't want my beads sliding around. Maybe a few knots. And if you don't want to have your beads just the natural wood tone, you can always get a small plastic container, like from the Dollar Tree reusable like Rubbermaid containers. Put a little dollop of paint in there with a little bit of water, shake it up, and then put your beads out and let them dry, and you can have colored beads. Now I need to go ahead and make my tassels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my twine, and I'm just going to stretch my fingers out as wide as I can because I like to have my tassel to be a little bit long. And then I'm just going to wrap my twine around a whole bunch of times until I think it looks full enough. So I'm just going to take it and then just wrap it around my hand. So that's about as far as I'm going to want it to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull it through like this, and I'm just going to place it down for just a second. And then I'm going to get my ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to fold it in half, so it's about as long as that is. And it's okay if it's a little longer because we're going to trim off the edges. And I'm going to do the same thing with the lace. Now this is optional. You don't have to add any lace or ribbon if you don't want to. I just want to because I want to dress it up just a little bit. So I'm going to take my ribbon and fold it over the top, kind of gripping the top there, as well as the lace. And then you're going to want to take your end of your tassel garland here. And I use this to go ahead and tie to make the top of my tassel because I want it just to be exactly on the end. Pull that up a little bit. Oops. Want my knot a little bit further down. Like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut the excess off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of twine and I'm going to wrap it around towards the top to give it that tassel look. I can get it here. And don't worry about the placement of the ribbon and the lace because you can always readjust that later. So I'm going to take that, cut the excess off as well. And then I'm just going to kind of straighten out my ribbon here. And then I'm going to take the end and just cut it. And I'm going to take my scissors and then try to even it out the best that I can. And then, play, as I mentioned, you can kind of play around with your ribbon and lace if you need to readjust it. But here you can see I have a little tassel. And then for my finishing touch, I'm going to go ahead and take some of these Dollar Tree pumpkin stickers. And I'm going to just kind of pick the ones that I like and pull them off and set them here. Now you can set them either way you like. You can do them going horizontally. You can do them going vertically. It's really up to you. I'm just going to kind of put mine here off to the side. And then I'm going to get another set of stickers. To place on here as well. Just like that. And there is the finished product. And for anybody that wants to know, I used 27 beads for my garland. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. If you enjoy quick and easy crafting projects, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll link a list of all the supplies needed for this craft project in the description box below. If you have anything you'd like to add or any comments, please feel free to comment down below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Goodbye.